And we are live. Look
Woo!
at that. Look at us live in 2024. It doesn't rhyme, but it is what it is. Um, giving you more in 2024. I don't know.
Oh,
Hey, welcome to the Morning Zoo. All right. Oh, so yeah, welcome. This is our first podcast of the new year. How was your? Oh shit! I left my what's on your desk downstairs. I'm going to go get that in a minute. Um, so my normal garage studio is in just disarray because there's a lot of things going on out there. We've got like furniture from when we got the carpet in the garage. We got Christmas stuff still piled up in the garage.
oh
It's just
my.
it's just anarchy out there. And I did get a docking station for my MacBook for Christmas, so now I at least can plug all of the goodies in. See, watch this.
Hey, all
Makes
right.
me a little bit ill.
So Dusty's back for our third man this week. This time, so we've got that back.
Mhm.
So yeah, fun times. How was your holiday?
They were all right. They were all right. You know, we, yeah, they were fine.
How was it having the child back in the house for an extended period of time after she was gone? How did everyone react? Because I know about a week and a half or a week or so into ours, we were like, "Can they go back now?"
No, it was fine. She, um, had to go see the boyfriend a
Of
lot,
course.
so we didn't see her, but maybe at breakfast. You know,
Well, at least you saw her at breakfast. Like
yeah,
that's a silver lining, I guess, right?
yeah, she'd come home and then they'd go and do something, or I'd come home and there'd be more, people in the house, and um, yeah, yeah, it was a little strange. And then this break, Kristen started bugging her about, hey, when are you going to do this? What are you going to get your rooms? And they're like, well, we're going to get an apartment. It's like,
There it is.
yes. So the campus housing apartment type thing, you
Right,
know,
did that. Yep.
yep. So, my
Isn't
wife,
it interesting that they have that now?
oh my God, yeah. We walked past, we were visiting the old campus, and there was all these big fancy condo looking things, like timeshare type things.
Uh huh.
And I asked, I go, what are these? And they're like, oh yeah, those are the apartments. You can get. I guess they're just trying to accommodate young people. You know,
We did that like so at UT Dallas freshman year. You live in the dorms on campus,
right?
which was like a damn apartment anyway. It was 3 bedrooms with a triple sink and a little living
Oh,
area. It was
nice.
like a jumbo efficiency or something. I don't know. So it was not like a dorm room that I remember, right? And then the next, everybody had their own bedroom.
Nice.
And like I said, there was one shower and then the triple sinks and a little living area. It was weird. So then after the freshman year, they kick you out and you can go into the university housing. So we had the 3 bedroom apartment then? 4 bedroom. It was a 4 bedroom apartment. It was like 2 Jack and Jill suites with a living area and a full kitchen. I was like, what in the hell is this?
Yeah, I think that's what they're looking at. And Kristen, not Kristen, Babe's like, oh, and they've got a pool. And it's like, you've got class.
That's sending you there to work on your tan.
Yeah, not exactly sure what it is you're hoping to accomplish, there, kiddo, but yeah, and the deal is for a full year lease,
Yes.
and so it's kind of like, well, does this mean we don't see her next summer?
Uh, we had to be out for summer unless we were going to carry over.
Okay,
So it was like fall, spring, and then you pretty much had to vacate at the end of the spring semester unless you were taking summer classes.
yeah,
Um,
so
so then we
we'll
put
see.
everything in storage and scrambled to find housing. These stupidly overpriced apartments nearby, which were not a good idea. Or I had 4 moms looking for houses or something, and I found a house like a mile from campus. A 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom house. I don't know, but anyway. So yeah, so the boys, their coterie of thugs is living and it's like mid-century fixer-upper. About a mile from school now.
Yes, well, we'll see. If they get in, they got to
Right,
get in.
right.
Yeah. So I think one of them has already filled out the lease or applied. I don't know. They're three friends from high school, which is weird to me because I don't know them. Um,
What?
yeah, it's like
Okay.
how did you ever meet these people? You're in dance, that kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Right then. So that's fun. And then so she's gone back. Y'all are getting back in. I'm just rearranging some things because this is all out of whack. There I am. And y'all are getting back to normal. And we went to Costa Rica for a
Yeah.
week, which was interesting. For those listeners that don't know, hey France, what's up? My in-laws moved to Costa Rica about a decade ago. My father-in-law still lives there, and so we went down to check on him and got to go to the Pacific Ocean for the first time since I moved down there like 10 years ago. Which
Oh,
was
nice.
because they live kind of in the Central Valley, like in the rainforesty area.
Uh-huh.
So it's like a 2-hour Costa Rican overland trip to the ocean, which was interesting and exhausting. Laura drove in Costa Rica for the first time. I rode in the back and prayed. Not so much for her driving, but for everyone else's. Was a more hectic trip than I was hoping for. I only got one nap in on but the first day we were there, I went down to the Rancho, which is a little outdoor kitchen bar area with the pool.
Uh-huh.
And I took my Kindle down there with me, with all the intentions in the world of reading. I made it about 4 pages, and the wind was blowing, and I could hear the waterfall. It's like, yeah, to hell with this.
Nap time.
Nap time. Yep. That was about all she wrote for me. So, and then we came back, and I got sick, and then my lovely wife has come down with COVID. So
Woo.
that's part of the reason we didn't go last week, because I was sick last week, which may or may not have been COVID. She's convinced I gave it to her, but I was only down for a couple of days. So I think it was allergies. I'm saying that anyway. I took a COVID test. It was negative.
Oh, there you go.
So,
There you go.
and then we're dealing with another, January Texas winter weather event.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Well, at least it
They
didn't
fixed the
rain.
grid, right?
Yeah, the grid's holding up this time. The water, not so much. Our municipal water operator, we got an email on Monday night about 10 o'clock. Hey, the pumps froze up. We have a boil water notice until further. Fuck. 10 o'clock on a Monday night, right? Okay, great. So Tuesday morning, I get up, pour bath myself, and go to work, thinking all day, okay, we'll get to. Nope. This morning, I get up, look at my phone, nothing. I kind of drag my feet because we kind of follow the school district, so they've got a 2-hour delay. So I've got a little liberty with my arrival time this morning. I'll just kind of drag my feet, and maybe they'll. Nope. Okay, Horbath day 2. Here we go. Get to work. I sit down on my desk about 10 minutes after I sat down. Hey, the boil water notices were sent. You fuckers. So all day it was itchy and just felt gross. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, and I told Laura, I'm like, yeah, I'll be coming home and leaving a trail of clothes from the door to the shower. She's like,
Which,
just
with the boys gone, you can do that.
exactly. Half the time I do. No. I was like, she's like, just don't Mad Max it all the way home. I'm like, I feel like Mad Max right now. It's gross. Then I said, I won't last a week when the apocalypse comes, because I need a shower. That might be it.
Sorry.
Possible. I won't last a week in the apocalypse.
No, we're hoping for today was the first day in a week that the temperature was over 32.
Yeah, but you're more used to that than I am, right? I mean,
Nobody's used to that shit.
that's true. I mean,
You kind of, yeah. You're not used to that. It just isn't happening. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I don't care for it. I've had more winter weather since we moved to Austin than I ever have in my entire life.
I was going upstairs the other night, and I was just like, I don't like worrying that my pipes are gonna freeze. I don't like, stressing out over this shit. I hate home ownership. I just anyway.
I know, and then I'm like, trying to get the boys to prep the house in Dallas, right?
Mhm.
And not being there, going, okay, you need to do X, Y, and Z. Go to Home Depot now and get the things to cover the pipes outside. The next day
Yes.
it got done, right? Like
Oh
do
yeah.
it now. Do it now before you need it. Worrying about this old house they just repiped, and then watching the trees, because that's been our biggest thing the last 2 years has been the trees
Mhm.
icing up, because there's always been precipitation in addition to the cold. So the trees have taken a beating, as have I, trying to cut them down, as you may recall.
Yeah, it's I strange thing the other night. I see movement in the yard. I lift the blind to look out, and there is a deer looking in the living room, like on the other
Help
side.
me.
And I was like, God damn.
Do you get a lot of them?
Yeah. I mean, that night there was like 6 of them who traipsed through the yard.
We face up to a green belt behind the house, so we see them down in there. Our neighborhood is full of them. I keep waiting for them to announce a cull. It's gonna have to happen. There's too many. There's too many.
I
We
always
got-
think if I think the Ron White thing, it's like I got up at 6 a.m. and did this and got ready, and I got myself with my 38 shotguns. Like, oh yeah, I got mine with my Buick.
We've got an 8-point buck who wanders around the neighborhood siring crops of does every year. He's an impressive boy when you see him.
Hmm.
Yeah. So lots of deer in my neighborhood. Oh, so let's see what we were going to talk about today. What do we want to talk about? We talked about holidays. Did you see any movies over the holidays?
No. Did I?
No.
No, we did not. It's no, we didn't do a lot. We were homebodies. We were delicious little stay at home.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's like Saturday. We did nothing. It was minus like 5 most of the day.
Well, that's a
That's
perfectly
why.
reasonable.
So, it's like we didn't even leave the living room. I was on the couch under 2 blankets. Kristen was in a chair under 3 blankets. Babe was in a robe and a heavy blanket, just, laying in the middle of the floor in a beanbag chair. I was like, we should go upstairs and get all the blankets. I was like, why would we do that? I'm like,
Because we're off to a good start.
because why not? We're halfway there now,
Because we can.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't do much Sunday either. I did watch. So get this, Babe's taking a course in it's a great books course, right?
Okay.
And they're reading like Knights of the Round Table. It's a whole bunch of Canterbury Tales and a whole bunch of literature like that.
Okay.
But for extra credit, they get to watch. They're supposed to watch Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail, and or A Knight's Tale, I guess, and find medieval. She goes, well, it's stuff about chivalry, and I'm like, I go, I go, there's nothing in Monty Python that's chivalrous.
No.
The closest you get maybe is when Lancelot bursts into the wedding, but even that is fraught with peril.
Yeah, I think you're going to have more luck in A Knight's Tale if you can get through the bad musical numbers.
Yeah, and I go, and that's what I told her. I go, oh, A Knight's Tale. I go, have you seen that one yet? She goes, I think so. No, I don't think so. I go, okay. All I'm going to say is Bill Shakespeare is out working the crowd. I go, again, I'm trying to figure out I mean, hey, more power to him. It's like, I guess, applied. Here's what you've read. Now go find these references in these 2 ridiculous movies.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because I was like, Canterbury Tales. I go, get ready for that. I go, some of them are okay. I go, but there's one where like the Miller's Tale, where like this maid sticks her butt out the window.
Yeah.
The guy goes to kiss it, and she farts in his face. My daughter's like, that's not true. I'm like, no, it's real.
That's Yeah.
I go, so if we're going to draw parallels, then maybe you have that opening scene in Monty Python where God commands them and they kind of go up with the angels, and at one point they stick little trumpets up to their butts.
Or you've got the French taunter. I fart in your
Your
general
general
direction.
direction, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, is that what they're looking for? Flatulence? I don't.
I'm half tempted to get a reading list and read them myself.
Oh, I
Just-
would love to see the reading list. Get the
Uh,
reading. Can you get it?
oh yeah, I can get it.
Get the reading
She
list.
bought all the books at half price books, so she's
Nice,
just like,
smart girl.
oh yeah, she's she's Miss Big Girl gonna live in an apartment. I'm like, kiddo, you're like 15 minutes from campus. Well, there's a shuttle.
Oh, the shuttle's no good.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
Let's get her on the show so I can explain to her the dangers of the shuttle. I used to have to park at Cajun Field and shuttle over to campus because there was
Ooh.
no parking on campus at USL. So it was rain, sleet, or snow. You had stood out there at that bus stop, and then it was up to Johnston and down, and then hit all the stops. Yeah, that was no fun.
So we'll see what happens. I told Kristen, I was like, well, this would be fun. We can just drive over. We can do pop-ins if she has an apartment. Go over there, have the roommate let us in. She gets home from class. We're sitting on the couch.
Right.
Just like she's done to us.
Paybacks, kiddo. Paybacks.
It's only an hour and a half. It's an hour and a half drive over there. So it's really not terrible. And we could do the drive-bys now, but we don't because we respect her privacy and we don't want to drive.
Yeah, see, the boys figured out they're far enough away that we're not going to just show up. It's a long ass drive from here to Dallas. They don't like making it. We don't like making it. Never
Everybody
the twain
wins.
shall meet.
Everybody wins.
Yes. Yes. Well, the boys and I went to see the Godzilla movie.
Was it any good?
It was really good. Like,
That's what everybody says.
amazingly good for the budget they had for that thing. It was
To
incredibly well
make
done.
up for all the Godzilla movies they've
Yeah.
inflicted upon us here.
It was really because I think the boys and I we were all like gobsmacked. It was really an art house movie about the effect of World War II on Japan that just happened to have a giant radioactive lizard in it. I mean, parts of it's a Godzilla
As all
movie, so
morality tales do.
yeah. I mean, it's a Godzilla movie, so he's not going to be in every frame, and he's in but there's a lot of it that's just like, spoiler alert: the lead is a kamikaze pilot who chickened out, so he's dealing with the dishonor, and he goes back, and everything his home is destroyed, and all this stuff is going on, and it progresses over the course of years as he builds this family, and the community rebuilds itself, and then Godzilla shows up to take away everything they had and have built, and I mean, yeah, it was. Great chunks of it were an art house movie, and then the Godzilla would show up. So it was really good. I recommend that one. And we also saw the Iron Claw.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which was fun. Some sketchy casting, and it was a
Really?
little hard. Yeah, the guy that played Flair was terrible.
Oh.
He was almost doing Dusty.
Make me a little
yeah. It was less Flair and more Dusty. And Zac Efron was too big to be Kevin, and Jeremy Allen White was too short to be Carrie. But the dude that played David was amazing. It was a good movie. It was a little difficult to watch all that happen in such a short amount of time, right?
Yeah, because it's like the rise and then collapse of the family.
Yeah. And I mean, they even cut one of the brothers out because they said it would be just too much tragedy. They didn't even put Chris in the movie.
Oh man!
So they didn't have another brother die. It was just like, okay,
wow.
We got more to way through, and I'm like, wait, there's another brother.
We're one short.
We're short of Von Erich right now.
Yeah.
The asthmatic brother is not showing up. Where is he? Yeah. They cut him out so that people wouldn't think it was just complete farce. That one was fun. I'd say stream that one, but it was worth a while.
Okay.
I saw you posted a picture of the bear on Facebook the other day. Have you watched that?
You know what? I watched like the first 2 episodes of season 1, and then kind of got sidetracked and didn't go back. So, I mean, I
Definitely
intend.
recommend going back. It
Okay.
is a very good show. There's an episode in season 2 where Jamie Lee Curtis shows up as the mom. That
Oh
is
yeah.
just one of the most brutal hours or 45 minutes of television you're ever going to watch. I mean, it's like a family meal gone awry. That's all I'm going to say. And it's just, and like, so like, the Punisher's there because he's still alive. And it's a flashback episode, but it's just Bob Odenkirk's there. And it
Okay.
is just brutal in all the best ways, right?
All right.
So recommend The Bear highly. Oh man.
Yeah,
So-
I've not watched. I did rewatch. They Live the other weekend.
I saw your commented on that. I had watched that about a year ago. It was showing on one of the movie channels, and I watched it. And I was kind of like you. I was shocked by how well the message still resonates.
Oh yeah, I mean when he puts on the glasses and everything is. I mean yes, that part. There are other parts of it were like really hard to watch because you have Keith David, who's doing a great job and he's really emoting. He makes you feel. And then Roddy, they cut to Roddy and it's kind of like you can see, act sad. I mean, it's like you can. The only time he came alive was in the fight scenes and a couple of other scenes where he's talking like a wrestler.
Right.
The rest of it was just sort of like, oh, this is so painful. But at the time, who else would you have cast?
Right. I mean, yeah, he's not an actor. Let's be honest.
No.
And now that you said that, it makes me think if the videotape I have is still in playable order, I think I know what we're going to do our first view along with. And I'll come back to that in a second.
Okay.
But yeah, he does. I mean, and Piper was never one for nuance, even with his promos in wrestling. They were always at 10 or 11, right?
Mhm.
So asking him to dial it back is only going to get you to about 7 if you're lucky.
But it's one of those I'm sitting there going because I think you could remake the movie. I don't know if you could do any twist to it to make it more interesting, or because the themes, yeah, we live in a culture that very much. There's a commercial for like this woman with nails, and it's like, oh, and you can look like you have lovely natural nails, and she's got like these 2-inch stiletto nails, right? And she's stabbing at a cheese tray and eating it off their fingertips, which there's stuff like that I thought was really good. It's like the shit from RoboCop. I'd buy that for $1. That
There was
some of that
something
stuff
I
was
thought a while. Yeah, there was another movie I thought a while back would could be updated based on social media and everything. And I'll think of it in a minute and tell you what it was. But it was like there are things that could be updated without losing the core message. And you're right, that is one. And I will say, having finished Monarch Legacy of Monsters,
Mhm.
And you mentioned in your post that Kurt Russell would have been a better choice for Nada, and you're probably right.
Well, and I think I just read something from that he wrote the part for Russell.
Sure,
And then he's like, "Oh, but I've already done The Thing, Little China, and one other one, so I need to mix it up."
Escape from New York.
Yes. So he's like, "I need to mix it up."
I would say his son Wyatt would be a good choice.
Why would you get now? If you want to go with the big guys, and you want to pick from the WWE stable, I'd go with Cena
Oh, Cena would be good. Cena would be good.
or Batista.
I was thinking Batista. Because he's got a more weary look about him.
Yes,
But Cena's wide-eyed goofiness might actually work.
because like the scene where he puts on the glasses, I could see Cena really selling that. Just
You're right.
Oh,
I like that actually. I'm not normally an advocate of John Cena's acting, but that one would work. Uh,
just you could. The funny thing is, if you did remake it today, you'd want to, I think, avoid. You do politician. You do like Crossfire, like an episode of Crossfire with two of the They Live aliens just saying ridiculous shit. You know,
By the way, I think the name of this episode is "I'm not normally an advocate for John Cena's acting." That's going to be it. Unless we come up with something better. Yeah, I like that. Oh shit, that's what it was that I wanted to update.
but that's the funny part though, is that you would have the talking heads, and then there'd be this movie sells itself. It's a remake. There'd be the purists, and then the people who want to see it. But then it's so woke because there are aliens on the TV show, and that's clearly a jab at Fox, which would be like, if you automatically see this as a jab at Fox, maybe you had a problem. You know? Maybe you recognize something.
and
Maybe
one of the,
you're wearing your own little sunglasses.
maybe one of the shows should be called the Echo Chamber. I don't know.
Yes, at Cable News 54, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just have that kind of running in the background, the echo chamber. And then you put the glasses on and he looks up. And yes, you've got like this big fat Laura Ingram with the big helmet hair, just saying vile shit, It could be a lot of fun. That could be fun.
We got sucked into while we were in Costa Rica. My father-in-law was insistent that we watch Gutfeld, and that is just a mean-spirited program.
I don't think I can do it. He and Jesse Waters, it's like this race to who can be stupider, who can just, what's the worst possible take I can have on this? Here it is. Ha ha ha. Just a joke, folks.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Apparently, Jim is a big fan of Tyrus, which makes me laugh. Tyrus, the wrestler who shows up on Gutfeld from time to time, or fairly regularly. He's like, "Have you seen Tyrus?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know the Funkasaurus." I have a hard time taking him seriously as a political commentator when he used to be the Funkasaurus. Yeah.
That's the way I feel about Jason Whitlock. He's a sports columnist here, and now he's out there, doing I don't know, Hannity Light or whatever he's doing.
Oh, I was the other morning. I was driving to work, and they were talking about that Jim Norton's show in the morning on XM. They were talking about was it Shannon Sharp? Somebody just took Whitlock apart.
It was Shannon Sharp. No, it was Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith. Just was like, it was Stephen A. Smith. So just took him apart. Mm-hmm. And it was fun to listen to the clips of Shannon Sharp, much like it was fun to listen to the clips of Cat Williams. Actually listen to that whole show because that was entertaining.
I can do that all day, every day. Pimping.
That interview with Shannon Sharp was something though. He took out the entire black comedy hierarchy.
Who? Cat Williams?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He took out
Steve Harvey.
Cedric the Entertainer.
Okay.
Kevin Hart. Some other folks.
What was the deal? Was calling them what? Sellouts or?
I don't see it. He called Kevin Hart a plant.
A plant.
A plant, like a gatekeeping plant.
Okay.
He's called out Bernie and he called out Steve Harvey and Cedric for essentially for backstabbing Bernie Mac.
Oh, really?
He said, and I don't know that it's true, but he said that after Bernie Mac got cast in Ocean's 11, Steve Harvey called up the producers and offered to do the role for less.
Okay.
He said after Bernie Mac died, they offered him the fourth slot on the Kings of Comedy, and he wouldn't do it because they had dissed Bernie Mac. It's an interesting listen. Shannon Sharp, not a great interviewer. A lot of the Cat, you can't say that, but he just did. Shannon. You're a little late.
Yeah, you missed the 5-second button. Sorry, buddy.
So yeah, that was entertaining.
I'll go look him up. Not right now, of course, but
yeah. I also intended to update our website over the holidays, and that never got the like, hour or two I needed to sit down and do a refresh and an update. It was always, can we do this now? Yes.
Okay.
That's still pending.
Not a problem. I got to work on our website at work.
Fun.
Oh, yeah. It's nothing like, designed by committee.
That's where you get the best design choices.
It really is, because whoever said less is more never met my coworkers, because more is more. And we want pizzazz, but we can't define what pizzazz might look like. Anyway, it's hard. Just
Yeah.
okay. That's what we're gonna do, right? Okay.
Yeah, they did you'll appreciate this. They did a sort of a refresh renovation in our office the last couple of weeks of December.
hmm
So we were working from home and it was like, oh, Jesus. Oh, I left that at the office. I need to go back and get that. Okay. And then it's like my boss was like, well, if you're going to go up there, could you go get the mail that they're holding? Sure, I can do that. Can you check on this? Yep, I can do that. So I was like, okay, I'll just drive across town, do my thing, get the mail. I'm on the clock. I don't care.
Yeah. We're just doing, yeah, I got it. There we go. Oh. No, it just I was gonna say work has been work and we did personality tests, which I always love those. But this one was it would determine, like your personality type, and they gave you the breakdown on it. And so they gave me mine, and there was a line in there about, this person's highly motivated, blah, 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 but not very self-sufficient. And
What?
yeah, I go, are you guys high? What?
What?
Yeah, that was
You
so
have to do it the hard way.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. I go, I'm not self-sufficient. I'm having some problems with that one. Uh, especially when it's like I don't get it. I went into the computer, I found it. I don't know. Let's not talk about it.
Okay, you brought it up. I will
I
move
know.
on.
I don't know where I was going with it. It's like I started and I was like, oh no, I got no rant here. I'm just really am pissed off that they're all like, oh yeah, you're not self-sufficient. And I was like, really? I predicted a number of hours that we worked back in November based on 3 pieces of information. Somebody's like, how do you do that? And you're like, well, you test your theory. I go, it's numbers, right? And I've always believed that numbers are like a kid. You can get them to do whatever you want, and they'll just do it because they don't know any better. I had another analogy in the Me Too generation. I can't use that anymore, but
Okay, you can tell me that one off camera.
oh yeah,
Because I need to know.
it's just it's just rude and stupid. But
That's the best kind of analogy.
yeah, but I've always felt that way about math, is that you can make numbers do whatever you want, as long as you don't give up control to them. Joe Depp, remember your algebra sort of a thing,
Yeah.
because like I'm out here I go, I'm not self-sufficient. And yet I figured out the cost of like workman comp's claims from week 1. It's like, well, how hurt are they? You go to a statutory chart, you'd figure, you plug in all this stuff, and I go, okay, this total claim is going to cost us $36,000. And now I'm trying to figure out how to game the insurance side so that I could say, based on our payroll, based on these factors, our expected loss is 45,000. We came in at 36, so we actually did better. And oh yeah,
Oh yeah, you can massage the numbers. It's the way of the world.
just got to tweak them a little bit. We were sitting there with the insurance agent, and I go, where did these numbers come from? He goes, oh, they're from an actuary. I was like, gotcha, magic hat numbers. He goes, what? I go, you just pull these numbers out of a magic hat. That's how actuaries work. They go to school for 4 years. They learn, numerology, and then they gather in this cabal in the back room of MetLife. They go to the Rock of Gibraltar. That's actually where they go, and they wear the robes. They do chants, and they figure out how likely you are to die before 75. You personally, it's like a book of life these people have. It's inside the Rock of Gibraltar. They've hollowed out the inside. I can do Q2. Anybody can. But yes, they've got a giant thing. They've got a pyramid inside there that channels all the cosmic energies. They sacrifice something, yes, and then they say, "Okay, Steve Sprouse, we're going to put a number on this guy, 67," and then they write it in the book of life, and that's the end of it. So, I should have gone into that. Lose me?
No, hang on. Oh no, I could hear the coyotes over my headphones. Sorry.
Oh,
We
okay.
also
The
have
actuaries are called
coyotes
for
in-
you. Yeah.
We also have coyotes in the green space, and sometimes they're loud. Tonight, they're loud.
They're loud.
Really loud. There's a lot of them. So that's fun. I have coyotes, and occasionally I'll have a roadrunner in my yard, and I'm always waiting for the anvil to fall.
You walk out and there's like little black half circles painted on the outside of your house, little outlines, all these Acme wrappers everywhere.
I can't, the bitch to clean up. I'm telling you,
Oh my God, there's coyote bits everywhere.
you just can't get that out of the brick.
I go out there and there's this one coyote who's got like that mammy black face because the firework blew up in his face.
Yeah,
So
that's a fact.
I forgot what it was. I think I've told you about this. Like we were talking. It was a conversation that took a turn, right? And the turn went down like the Aunt Jemima and stereotypes,
Mhm.
and then eventually blackface. And because Frank didn't quite know what blackface was. I'm like, you really don't? I go, oh.
What?
I go, that's okay. I go, I see the filters. Look it up. So he looks it up, and he goes, "Oh my God, no!" I'm like, "Yeah,
Oh yeah.
exactly." And then I go, "Oh wait, shit, Bing Crosby, Holiday Inn, blackface. You have to look this up." And he goes and he does it, and it is fucking horrible. You were like, it's Bing Crosby and the entire cast in blackface doing this number.
Oh my God.
It's a salute to Abraham Lincoln, and I mean, it's you have to see it to believe it. You're like, oh my God, I wish I was anything but white right now.
See, I feel that way every time I see Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's. That
Yes,
that
I
yellow
looked
face,
that up.
it's horrifying.
Vile.
It really is.
It's like the
It
Coke
really
bottle
is.
glasses and the big buck
And the-
teeth.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there thinking, oh, thank God this isn't black and white. Thank God this isn't black.
Yeah.
So we don't have to see, however, it's one thing to see like the body paint on the Indians in F Troop. It's like, wait a minute, that's not a tan line. That's a goddamn handprint on that guy's back.
Okay, that's our first Larry Storch reference of the year.
You mean the original Ghostbusters?
Which was just F Troop in space.
Was it? I was going to say Forrest.
Tucker.
What is Tucker?
Forrest Tucker. Because you
I was
can't
gonna say
flip his name
Whitaker, and
around.
I knew that was not right.
You can't. No, that is not it. There used to be a comedian who he was like a country comedian. He had a routine where he would like switch the first and last letters of people's names, famous people, and he goes Forrest Tucker. Oh wait, no, we can't do that one. I'll never forget that. I don't know why. It's stupid, but I still remember it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, here's a random thought I had,
Uh-huh.
and I went down a rabbit hole last week. One of those YouTube rabbit holes, right? And this thought occurred to me. I found I for whatever reason I decided I wanted to look up clips from Fantasy Island. I don't know why, because I loved Fantasy Island as a kid, right?
Sure.
Shouldn't have been watching Fantasy Island as a kid, but I love that show.
Yeah,
I
but
had
it was
I had forgotten that Roddy McDowell played the devil to Ricardo Montalban's God.
really.
Yes, there's a clip, and I sent it to the boys, and I'm like, this was Saturday night when I was a kid, and it was Rourke and Roddy McDowell having this like metaphysical, philosophical conversation about the souls the devil was supposed to get, and Rourke, of course, outsmarted him, and then they did the slow turn where Roddy McDowell, there's the smoke coming up and the lights are flashing, and when Roddy McDowell turns back around, he's got the pointy ears and the horns, and he's like, "I'll get you next time, Rourke." And I was like, okay, first of all, why am I watching this at 10, right?
That's some
But-
subtext I don't ever remember picking up on.
Yeah, right? I don't remember Roddy McDowell as
Does that
as the
make
devil.
Tattoo Michael? The Archangel
It
Michael?
might. It might. I think Neil Gaiman needs to write a series about Fantasy Island. It could be fun. But today I was thinking about stuff for the show. I'm like, and this just occurred to me. That's also Planet of the Apes back together. Ricardo
Yes.
Montalban and Roddy McDowell, right?
Oh yeah.
Think about how much influence Roddy McDowell had over us as young men. Planet of the Apes.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Batman. He was Bookworm.
Yes.
He was the devil on Fantasy Island. He was in Class of 1984, where he was like the biology teacher. Like Roddy McDowell was in way too much stuff that we watched growing up, or that I watched. I'm a little concerned about the prevalence of Roddy McDowell in my life.
Oh yes. I remember seeing him on an episode of Carol Burnett.
That tracks. I mean, those are the things that pop off the top of my head, and I know I'm forgetting something obvious, right? I'm going to look him up and see what I forgot.
Exactly.
Because I know there's something that I'm forgetting. Something that's going to just... I feel like there's a Disney movie that he was in.
Oh, sure.
Let's see. Oh, he was in Fright Night, of course, but that was later.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
That was later. Let's see. Let's go back a little ways. Okay.
Yeah, known mostly for Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, when you couldn't see his face. Oh, he was like the go-to guy apparently in the 70s on television. He was like, name a 70s TV show. He guest starred on it. Jesus. Wow. Barnaby Jones, Macmillan and Wife, McCloud. Oh, he was in the Poseidon Adventure. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Shelley
yep.
Winters, right?
Mm-hmm. Still feel like there's something. Oh, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. That's the Disney movie he was in. Yep. Yeah. So weird amount of Roddy McDowell in my childhood. That's all I want to say about that. I don't know why I felt that was
Fantasy
being
Island. Mephistopheles.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll find the clip and send it to you and I may post it on Heart to Heart, Trapper John, Buck Rogers, Mork and
Really?
Mindy.
Ooh, the black hole voice
Yeah.
actor.
He was Samwise in the animated Return of the King.
Oh.
Wow.
Is that the Ralph Bakshi version?
Was that?
Is that the Ralph Bakshi?
Yes.
Saying it right?
Yes, that is correct. Whether you're saying it right or not, that is correct.
Oh, I'm sorry. Directors, no, that's Jules. That's Rankin and Bass.
Was it? I would
Yeah,
have sworn it was Bakshi. Maybe
There was another
maybe
one
the,
that was
the
Bakshi.
Hobbit. Maybe the Hobbit.
Hobbit.
was.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause that one I remember watching that, and like Gollum freaked Dave out so bad, it traumatized her for the rest of her life. So that's always been an easy go-to to get under my sister's skin, just in case you need to know that. Give her up, my precious. And she'll freak the fuck out. I don't think she's ever seen any of the Lord of the Rings movies for that reason.
Oh, I don't blame her.
But it was funny when the boys were little, and we found a Gollum action figure, and I wrapped it up and gave it to her from them one year for Christmas. That was funny. She could not love it. I think we eventually got it back, but she had to pretend to love it, and that made it all worthwhile.
That even made it better. I like it.
Exactly.
Oh man. No, I know one of the things we were going to talk about was like minimalist. The one I wanted to do was minimalist. I had two ideas. One was like the guys.
We were going to do follows again, but we didn't get that put together. We'll
We
do
didn't
that
do
next time.
follows. Yeah,
We'll do
follows is
follows.
good. It was minimalist. It's like there's a couple of people on there that do like these minimalist remakes of logos, football and baseball and basketball logos.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like going, okay, they're pretty minimalist now. So I don't exactly know what you're taking out. But I actually watched one of these people as they gave their rationale for what they were thinking. And it was the most self-important, one-dimensional tripe I had ever heard. It's like, well, I Googled the team and I saw that they are associated with the mountains. So I use the mountains in my, and you're just kind of like, you fucked it all up. And, you know, um, I'm kind of thinking if I was a design teacher, I'd be kind of flunking your ass. Because some of the designs that they do, and it's kind of funny, there's 2 or 3 people that do it. And every now and again they do one just right, right? They did a
Mhm.
Bengals with just the B, the tiger striping, and then the top circle in the B was like a mad eye, like a tiger eye, right?
It's the LSU logo.
Oh, you're right. It is. Never mind. It is the tiger design. Let me
they
flunk
copied
him
that.
again.
Sorry.
No. You're totally cool. I get it.
I I do
It-
think some of the logos have gotten too busy, but I don't know that they, necessarily need like complete revamp, just
No,
tweaking.
there was one he minimalized the Detroit Red Wings, and you're like going, it's already there.
Yeah.
You take out the detail, and it doesn't look as cool as you think it does.
I mean, I love that the Lions are having a playoff run. I
Mhm.
love the Lions uniforms.
That grayish blue or whatever color
That
that
blue
is.
and silver with the lion on the silver helmet.
Mhm.
Sold. Good. Let's do it.
I'm right there with Eminem. Boom,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. Me, Eminem, and Kid Rock. We'll go to a Lions game.
Maybe Ted Nugent will be there.
Nah, that's too woke for him.
Football.
Yeah, the NFL's too woke for Ted.
Oh my God. Yeah, we got Taylor. So
Yeah,
everybody else can
you're
go
the
to hell.
center of the universe, man.
It's kind of everybody's like, I'm tired of seeing her. It's like I am too, but the networks apparently think that's what we want to see. If my choice is to see, I don't know, Andy Reid on the sideline
With a
or with the frozen mustache, yeah,
mustache.
with the mustache sickle, or I don't know what the hell they were doing, but when they're all kind of the whole stadium's dancing and moving,
Right.
that's like I don't know what they're doing, but that looks like a lot of fun, and I don't see why you could hate her for that.
I mean, as we've previously stated, I don't get it. I'm not the demographic for it, though.
No,
So
I'm not the demographic either.
whatever.
But I would say that if anybody from Funko is listening, you might want to consider doing, say, Taylor Swift pop where she's wearing like that big oversized 87 Kelsey. I, yes, you'd sell a gazillion units of that thing.
Yeah, no kidding. that's just leaving money on the table at this point.
Pretty much.
Speaking of Funko,
But I also think it's funny when people are like, well, she's just dating him to raise her profile.
she
That's
doesn't
like,
need
you
to
live
raise
under-
her profile.
Do you live in a cave? Do
Yeah,
you
no,
have the internet?
well, clearly they do, because if they don't understand that if anybody's benefiting from this, it's Travis.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, but your girlfriend's a what? Billionaire? Oh,
Right?
nice job. Don't fuck it up, Travis.
Exactly. You're on the backside of this career. Be a kept man. Be
Let
a
her put
baby
you up-
daddy. I don't put a baby in her. If I make Kyle Kinane in a situation.
or die trying. Yes.
Somewhere Hunter just sensed a great disturbance in the force.
That's right. He just got pushed down the list. Wherever you thought your chance was, whoop, one less.
I'm realistic about my chances. They were 0, so I have no expectation and no ground loss.
Exactly. I mean, it is, and I will say it's kind of fun, and I think it's great. But I am tired of Brittany Mahomes.
And I bet she's tired of Taylor Swift because she was the queen of Kansas City before that, wasn't she?
Oh yeah, now they're besties and they do things, and I don't know. The woman's a billionaire.
She doesn't need any of them.
No. They are all her playthings.
I will admit, I'm rooting for him. You know what? Although I don't know what her music's going to sound like if she's happy in a relationship, but she's made her money, so I guess it doesn't matter,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, just re-release, Eras 2. The
Happy
Return of the
Years.
Eras, yeah. Yeah, you can just milk that concert film thing. As long as they're paying, keep making shit.
Oh, I was gonna
Anyway,
say,
you had a Funko thing.
yeah. So, I kept seeing these Facebook ads for there's a place in one of the outlet malls nearby. They apparently have a shop where they buy and sell.
Nice.
I gave that information to the boys who wanted to liquidate.
Mm-hmm.
They went down there while we were in Costa Rica, boxed up their stuff, took it down there. They both made $330. I thought they did pretty well.
How much stuff did they have?
They had spent way more than that on them, but they took most of the inventory off the boys' hands, so
Yeah, there you
they
go.
got money. They got. I think most of Jack's windfall came from that Comic-Con Indiana Jones I bought him a few years ago, but they did well. I mean, they had probably 15 to 20 left in the big giant Home Depot box when they got back. Yeah.
Cool.
And I gave Jack a couple of bucks for his Doof Warrior from Mad Max to bring that back around. Because I'm putting together a band in my garage. I've got Lemmy, I've got the Doof Warrior, I've got Frank Zappa. I need a drummer.
Oh, I'm trying to think if there's anybody, if they've done any. I don't know.
I think all the drummers I've ever seen are part of a set. And I don't need to buy a U2 or a Blink 182 set to get a drummer. I'll figure something out.
There you go. Yeah, you might find Peter Criss, but I don't think he has drums.
True. Yeah. I'll figure something. Surely somebody. Can they release a Matthew McConaughey with bongos, please? That would work.
Yeah. There's stuff like that. It's like, okay, Funko, if you want to, if you make some just obscure shit, because you're going to have to make small quantities that because it's not going to be like fucking Batman, or Deadpool. So yeah, you make some really small run pops. You do them as convention exclusives, and they end up being worth a couple $100 down the road. So how hard can this be?
They should really hire us as consultants. Or you, at least.
No, they totally should. Because we would, every now and again, I'll watch a Funko YouTuber, and that's on me. That's not.
You know better.
I do know better. You think I would know better, but I'm watching one, and it's like the information that the things that they're saying, you're like, that is just fundamentally wrong. That is not how that came to be. There's the Rewind figures, the one that looks like the Play School figures.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, here they are ripping off Play School. And it's like 8 years ago, they did a collaboration with them. You want to say they're ripping them off? I say they just pulled old designs out of the closet and said, you know what? We'll just do it till they sue us. We've already got the art. it's stuff like that that you're kind of like, no, that's not. It's not that. They probably have permissions to do some of that stuff. Funko did get in trouble with, how He-Man figures are
Mhm.
overly muscled. They did a bunch of stuff in that style and kind of got their hands slapped for copying those old Hasbro designs. But that was long,
Well,
long time.
that's kind of BS because like that's the Remco AWA figures had that same body style.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean that was not He-Man exclusive. That was just a mold somebody had that they were cracking them out in. I saw a thing earlier, an article I was reading earlier was saying that the rights to Batman and Superman hit the public domain within the next 10 years.
Oh
And what
yeah,
does that mean for DC? I'm like, interesting.
that will be interesting because I think Disney's running into that issue now with like Steamboat Willie,
Right, right.
but it's yeah, because I mean I think they tried to do it by incorporating and saying he's synonymous with the brand logo, and so as long as they have a brand and a company, they really can't lose the copyright.
Well, they got the Disney like, got the copyright law
Extended for
extended.
like, yeah,
Yeah, they did that, but I was sitting there thinking, I mean, and the thing with the superheroes is Superman when he came out could leap tall buildings in a single bound, but he couldn't fly. So it's like those pieces are going to filter in, but you're not going to get Henry Cavill's Superman in the public domain right away, and somebody's going to
No,
fuck
no,
up
no,
and
no,
do
no.
that and get the shit
Suit
suit
out
out
of
of him.
him.
Is what's going to happen. Some dumbass is going to put together a fan film with and just get obliterated and
and not understand why.
yeah,
That's the best part.
yeah. So now I'm curious to see what happens.
Yes.
I'm already writing a Batman script now, by the way.
Well,
I'm
congratulations.
joking.
Okay.
Joking.
No, you're fine. So hey, oh, that's right. What's on your desk is upstairs in another room.
Hey, you want to do yours while I run downstairs, or you want to just talk for a minute? And I'll be right back.
I can wait. Well, how
Okay.
about? Yeah, because it's really. I mean, I can like show them and wiggle them in front of the camera.
Give me like 2 minutes to run downstairs and run back. I'll be right back.
All right. Ow! Damn it! Ow! Damn it! Don't stand up when you're connected to headphones and the computers on the floor, people. And so, if anybody's watching and seeing all this lovely dead air, as both of us have walked away from our computers, we'll just give you a little tease of what's on your desk. And this is one of two for me. Womp, 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 womp. Although they're both basically the same, so maybe it's just 1.5. First up is this old, and by old, boy, I can't get that thing to hold straight. Anyway, this old Mezco Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's right when they got the license. This thing is about 8.5 to 10 inches tall. Oh, good. You're back. I was actually describing the first of two.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm glad I'm back for that. I wanted to see this. I was hoping this would be one of them.
Yes. There we go. Get him in the light so you can really appreciate it.
Is that Mezco?
Yeah, this is the old Mezco. And it's kind of funny because I was telling Frank when I got it, I was like, this came out. I mean, this thing it's about a foot tall, right?
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking big. Let's just kind of, we're going to check the height real quick using a benefits summary.
That on an 8.5
By
11.
11. So here is the back of the maintenance thing. And as you can see,
Wow.
he is 11 inches tall.
That's amazing.
And when this guy came out, I was like, I've got to have that. I want that. But then it was $25 when it came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I am not spending $25 on this thing. It's just too much for an action figure.
So how much did you spend on it?
I got it boxed. The box is in pretty bad shape. So he's out of the box. He's free.
Ah,
But no, I got him for like $50.
that's not bad.
It isn't bad considering that most of them in the box are going for about 80 to 100. Hey, that moves too. Quick ass. Um,
I love the creature.
it's such a cool design. And I mean, this thing is just the detail on the back.
The
He's not
fin,
very
the
jointed, but
spines.
yeah. I mean, it's an amazing piece. And then he's got these really weird kind of oversized hands with all the suction cups on them.
Nice.
Um, very cool. You know, it's one of those where like I'm quite happy to have this. You know, I mean, it's fun. I got it for I think a fair price. I know that I could basically. Here's the other thing, I could sell it back for what I got it, so I'm fine.
There you go. Break even. You're doing well.
Hmm.
You said you had another one.
I did, but I thought maybe we'd alternate.
Okay. All right.
But we
Well,
don't
I
have
will-
to. I'm
Oh,
ready.
no, it's fine. I'll go.
Okay.
So every year for Christmas, for as long as I can remember, since we've been adults, my sister gets me something Batman related.
Okay.
Which is fair, right? She used to go crazy when they had Sky Mall. I got all the Batman stuff from Sky Mall, all of it.
Okay.
I have the Batarang money clip, which pokes me in the groin every time I try to use it. Last year was a bat corkscrew. This year, she hit a home run. She got me this bad boy right here.
Oh, cool. That's a great set.
I have it, and obviously still in the box because the last 2 weeks have been chaos. I haven't had a chance to put it together, but I'm looking forward to it. And my favorite thing, and you probably know this, is the Cesar Romero
Yes.
minifigure has the mustache.
Has the little. Uh-huh.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to putting together my Batmobile.
Very, very cool. Very cool.
That's what was not on my desk this week.
No, that is very cool. My second, what's on your desk, is again creature related, but they have done a crossover with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that's badass.
There
Did they
we go.
do all of the turtles?
They have done all the turtles and the Universal monsters.
Nice.
I mean, this thing is
I love
again,
I love the
detail
net.
that,
The net is amazing.
and you even got little things caught in the net. Some of the accessories is a harpoon with a fish on it. Yeah, they've done so far. They've done, I guess, uh, Playmates did like Universal Monster crossovers back in the 90s, 80s,
Okay.
90s. And so Nika, I believe, is doing, it seems to be they're recreating all of those figures. So they
Wow.
have done the Invisible Man, which is not bad, the Mummy, which is pretty outstanding, Hunchback. Hunchback is cool because the shell opens and there's shelves inside. Mummy, Frankenstein, which doesn't quite work because the head shape is fucked up. And then I've seen obviously the creature, and then I think they're doing the Wolfman next.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So it's
Now,
one of those, yeah, if you go and look up the old line, people seem to think that they're just going to remake those like 8 pieces. But again, sculpting is off the hook.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking for something to circle back on. Give me 1 second. Those are very cool. I like that you're starting your own creature army there.
I've had my own little, yes, I have the little Migo creature. And thank you for the Christmas gift.
You're welcome. I thought you would like that.
I do. I've got something for you, but it came in and there was the wrong size, so I got to wait to get
No
some
worries.
replacement.
I'm sorry it took me till after Christmas to get that to you. I had it since like November. But one thing or
Oh, not a
another,
big
it
deal.
just
So
never got out the door.
I did build it, the one that your present.
Uh,
And one of the guys I watch does like sandwich of a day, and he does a sandwich, and then he goes, "It's pretty good, but I can plus this up." And
Okay.
so I have slowly been starting the plus up of the Ghost Rider mech with the motorcycle.
Hmm.
And so here is the head that I'm working on right now.
Oh shit! Nice.
Yeah, I got to figure out some coloration, and I got to find some, like, this part obviously looks better than that one. So
Yeah, but it's flames, so they can be uneven.
exactly. And then of course, his arm got the plus up as well. So we've got,
Oh, nice.
yeah, we got a chain wrapped around there. Um, yeah, this is what the arm looks like out of the box.
Uh huh.
It's kind of, it's not bad, but these pieces that they're permanently bent, and mine now has a full range of motion.
Wow.
So I think when this stuff kind of gets together, yeah, you'll kind of see.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Well, cool. I'm glad I could provide some inspiration. I was literally walking out of Target and I passed that end cap and I was like, I stopped cold. I'm like, oh, I have to buy that for Steve.
Oh yeah, and now I've been looking, because it's like I've started to cannibalize the motorcycle now to build this. And I'm like going, I may have to find another one of these kits in order to cannibalize all the parts I need.
Well, like I said, it was on the end cap at Target when I found it.
Yeah.
All right. So earlier we were, for better or worse, we were talking about Roddy Piper and They Live. And I mentioned that I might have an idea for our first watch since we
Uh-huh.
didn't get to do it for the Turkeys Away.
Hmm.
I have a videotape that at one point had this on it. I don't know if it still works. I'm gonna have to find the tape. I'm gonna have to see if it still plays. I do actually have a VCR in the closet. There was a made-for-TV movie that was a pilot for a television show.
Okay.
It was called Tag Team.
Oh my.
It was Roddy Piper and Jesse Ventura as cops.
Oh. Oh.
Yes. Here's the description. Tricky Rick McDonald and Billy the Body Youngblood are two of the best wrestlers in the country. They are told to take a dive by the wife of a promoter. If they don't, she will make sure they are blackballed from wrestling. When they don't do what she says, they are fired immediately. They try many jobs without any success. When they stop a grocery store robbery, they get the idea to become cops. So begins a new chapter in the life of this tag team. Bad guys, watch out.
Oh
Um,
my God.
yeah, I only watched it once. I remember it being exactly what you think it would be. Yeah. Yeah, it's Jennifer Runyon's in it. Shannon Tweed is in it.
Oh, Mr.
Mimi
Saki.
from Drew Carey. Mr. Fuji's in it.
Yeah, Mimi,
Uh,
she's got to be. Oh wow. Oh
um,
wow.
so I have to go find that videotape and see if it plays. And if it does, and I can figure out how to plug it through this system, we will be doing a watch along of Tag Team.
Oh my God. Oh my
Uh,
God.
and it is when they both had so it was when they both had the full mullets.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
looking at the thing where, yeah, the publicity still where it doesn't look like, I don't know, Roddy looks like a young Jan Michael Vincent,
yes, he does. You're right. Before the accident.
before the accident. At least with where he's wearing the hat. Oh my God.
Yeah. It was an experiment to say the least. And I'm like super excited and I'm hoping that this works. Because I haven't seen that since I think I recorded it and a buddy of mine and I watched it one afternoon and just laughed our asses off. And I think yeah, if we could make that happen, that would be awesome. So that'll be our first. If I'll let you know once I find the tape or find. I hope I still have it. I had it. I kept it because I think it only ever aired once, and I kept that tape like a grail. That'd be a fun thing to bring in, like Hunter and John, and just do a round robin.
Oh yeah,
So
that would be.
maybe even Kingston if we could get him involved. So anyway, tag team, the backdoor pilot starring Roddy Piper and Jesse the Body Ventura. If I can make that happen, I will. It's one of those moral imperatives we always talk about.
Yes, that's insane.
Woo!
I mean, have you ever seen it? Or
I
you
watched it
watch
once. I watched it the one time. I like. I think it came out. It came out when I was because I was one of the guys that worked in the radio station with. So it had to come out like around 90,
Okay.
91. Doesn't actually say. Oh, it's there. It says 1991. Okay. Yeah. So, I know where the box of videotapes is. It's in the garage. It's in the studio outside. So, we'll see if I still have it. I'll let you know.
That's phenomenal. Have you ever watched the episodes of That's Sunny with Roddy Piper?
I have not. I have watched criminally
Those
few
are
episodes of
hystericals.
It's
If you
Funny.
can, yeah, those are phenomenal. They are. He's it's amazing, and he even comes back because they're trying to like get him to. They're going to get him to buy into their pyramid scheme that they're trying to get out of, and he becomes like the region's best salesman. It's pretty funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the samurai shogun Ghost Rider is turning out.
Cool.
This thing, it'll stand about twice the size of the original. Yeah, the chain. I got lucky with the chain around the arm. I was like, "Ooh, does that work?" And it worked. And I was like, "Sweet." It's not very samurai-ish. I got to figure out what weapon to give him. I'm thinking a giant ass gun.
Oh yeah, one of them had a shotgun. I think it's not Johnny Blaze, but the other one, I think he had a shotgun. So I think that works.
I gotta figure out how to make a flamethrower.
You mean for your toys or for real?
For the the toys to start. Now that could be actually that could work. And you put like two big tanks on the back. So you have two tanks, and then you just run some like multi-barreled thing. And I've got little flame parts I could stick in the end, so it's like he's just going through and torching the damned.
Oh, torching the damned.
Torching the damned.
All right, that's another potential episode title.
Torching the damned. Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's kind of fun. Last night, like Frank goes in, you look a little tired. I go, so 9 o'clock. I walk past Ghost Rider and I get the bin of parts out. I was like, I'm going to tweak this a little bit. Anyway, I down there tweaking and tweaking and tweaking, and finally I get up off the floor, and it's 2 a.m.
Oh no.
I had gone 5 hours just at a blink of an eye. And all I really did was rebuild a hand and the head. But I can tell you the design process is, does this work? Okay, take it apart. Does this work? Take it apart. Does this work? Take it apart. This works. Build the next part. Oh, the first part doesn't work anymore. Take it apart.
Yeah, that sounds like your design process for everything.
Oh yeah. You have a rough idea, you sketch it out, and then you like just leave yourself open to, experiment.
The feng and the shui.
The feng, bring in the feng and the shui. Yes. And yeah, before you know it, 5 hours has gone by.
Wow.
But with Legos, it's different. I mean, you're piecing things together. You're digging through parts. You see a part, and you're like, well, that's really cool. Let me put this to the side, and then you play around with it. And you're like, I've got a place for the part. You plunk it in there, and you're like, it doesn't work. Okay.
On the rare occasions that I get to play video games anymore, that will happen. Like Laura will go to bed and I'm playing, and I'll look up and it's like 2 a.m. Like, shit.
Yeah, and the whole time you're like, I better stop. I'm gonna stop.
Oh, just one more thing.
Oh, look, there's a shiny thing. Let's see how that works.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, of course, your brain can't shut down when you do go to bed. It's still racing through things and the next steps that you want to do.
And you're just laying there, with your brain just,
whizzing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, guess what?
What?
We've done an hour 15.
Oh, damn.
Look at us
Look at
with
us.
no real content planned out. Hey, did I mention at the top this was episode 69 of Slurp Toast, a podcast?
I saw that when I logged in.
It's a magic number. Reminds me of an old high school joke. Hey, what's the speed limit of sex?
69 or
No,
68.
68 because it's 69. You got to
Yeah, you
turn around.
yeah. I told somebody that joke the other day too.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was one of those things where it was like you're having a conversation with a coworker out of the blue. They're like, I don't really get 69. And you're like, let me wipe my soda up off the break table.
Oh, God.
What? She just don't get anything out of it. And I was like, oh, hey, you know what the speed limit of sex is? She was like, what? 68? I said, 69, you turn around. Ha, 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 ha. And you're like, okay, I need to have a witness next time we talk.
Perhaps even before you finish that conversation, you should have had one.
She said something like that about, what am I supposed to do at this event? She goes, should I just take my top off and whip them out? And I'm like, oh, hey, hang on a second. I'm checking for witnesses because that was unsolicited, everybody.
All righty then.
Well, what do I care? EOC comes to me.
Disappears. And suddenly you've got your own hashtag.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Hashtag Steve too.
Steve too. Oh yeah. They say stuff like that. You just kind of like, that's really funny. Don't say that again out loud.
I know. Like I'm the only guy in my office. And like
Ooh,
I'm like, oh, dude, I stay in my room. I just like
it's for the best.
the other day I got back to work from being on, and like our receptionist she's very very emotional, very outgoing. She's like, come here. I'm like, I really would rather not.
Yeah, I had a vendor hug me. She goes, oh, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing this. All right.
I know, right? It's like I don't know, no contact, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm pretty much a this distance kind of guy. Yeah, it's a little strange. So,
All right. Well, let's wrap this up.
all right.
That'll be the end of episode 69 of Slurp Toast Podcast. Next time we're gonna do follows, and we'll figure it out. And I'm gonna look into the possibility of streaming Tag Team, the
Okay.
motion picture.
That
And then yeah.
I actually think I can hurt somebody with this if I hit them.
I think you might be able to slice somebody open with those spines, actually.
The thing is
'Cause
heavy. I
Those
mean,
Mezco toys were always super heavy. Like
they're
I used
solid.
to have the Kriegraf. That thing weighed 10 pounds.
Yeah, no, the Mezco toys were great.
I still have my Lobster Johnson.
Yes, those are good. And the Mega and the Nika stuff that they're doing, because they're doing all the creature monster movies, these crossovers. They did I mean, if you go to Target, they typically have that section in electronics, which is
Yeah,
like some Funko and collectible stuff.
right.
And all these Nika toys, they come in a nice box, sealed with Velcro that you can pop it open and you can look at the thing in the plastic tray and go, why? We should set you all free. And then clearly China has a jobs program for that one poor bastard who has to twist tie everything to the plastic. I've got a billion people to employ. So, come over here, Chen. You're going to just do this. That's your job. That is all you do.
Yeah, remember that was Arthur's brother's name, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Just curious. Just pulled that out of the hat. That was
It
a
was
little.
just a name that popped into mind, It's like, but I mean, it's insane. Like the Mezco toy, he was attached to the plastic to the piece of cardboard in the background, right? So you undo that Gordian knot, and you get him off of there, and all you've done is remove now the cardboard back. He's still chained into the plastic at his wrists and his ankles that you didn't see when you thought you're just pulling the one across the chest. And it's like, what happened when you just vacuum seam these things and they just went right in there, and you did a clear piece of tape across the top that you could peel off, take them out, put them back.
The good old Mego boxes.
The good old Mego boxes. Yeah, if you go to Walmart, you might find they've reissued like the Joker and Green Lantern
Really?
Mego figures. Yeah.
The closest Walmart, I have a Walmart actually very close to my office, but I think it's one of the only ones like in town, and their toy selection is always abysmal. I don't understand how the largest toy retailer in America at this point. I just don't.
I don't either, because I mean, it's just
I think that's a subject for another day, but
no, we will, because the ones near me have now put all the Legos into locked cases. And it's like, okay, I get that with the, $150 sets and the more expensive sets. But when you're doing the Lego 3-in-1, it's like a $10 box of, it's like, no one's going to shoplift that. If they do, who cares? Apparently Walmart cares.
apparently the people in Bentonville care. All right. Well, that's it. Tonight we're done, and we'll talk about our toy gripes maybe next time. But until then, I'm still Bruce.
Toy gripes and follows. All right.
There we go. I like it.
All right. I'm still Steve.
And we'll see y'all in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.